evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mohammed Sheikh. I'm the Chairperson, Immigration Committee, Community Board 1, Bronx County, New York City. I am pleased to announce that normally our leaders cannot make with the subcommittee meeting, but we are blessed, a bunch of community people and our district leader, Honorable Carissa Alethew is with us. We will go step by step processing according to our agenda. So before I start today, I call to order to move forward with the agenda, and I'm asking for your approval. Argelia, I'm asking approval for the today's agenda. Everybody got the agenda today, right? Yes. Please make an approval to approve to the agenda. Yes.
Of the minute. And I did just receive the minutes on the email that, Freedom Family. So I have a motion that we approve.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
So anybody abstain? Any objection? So motion pass. Today we have a lot of things with the Immigration Committee, and we will work together as we get a very good response from our community board, from our community, our neighborhoods. So before I start, it is my pleasure to introduce yourself, each and everyone, who you are, what you're doing, how we can mitigate the problems, and move forward to make a fruitful immigration in our community, District 1. So I would say, Madam Chair, Honorable Carissa, to introduce and move forward with everyone.
Clarissa Alayeto, I am the chairperson here of Community Board 1.
Argelia Ortiz, I am a board member. I am the secretary of the Immigration Committee.
I'm Tony Jordan, District Manager, Bronx Community Board 1. Good evening.
My name is Oye. I'm from Mauritania. Yeah, I'm Captain.
Of course. How long you been in America? I'm one on four. How long you been coming to the country?
5 months.
Okay. My name is Sheikh. I have many titles, but the title I'm part of every day now is the liaison for the South Seekers. For a year now. I took the case since last Ramadan. So that's been one of my everyday things, because I understand the case now, and they're here because I'm organizing them so they can better protect themselves in the community. They can guide better. And I've been in the country for 16 years.
Okay, my name is Alfam Chelwa. I come from Guinea. I'm living here 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah. Voilà, François, je suis content.
Non, tu peux ton nom et quel pays tu viens et combien de mois tu as fait ici?
Je m'appelle Amadou Konaté. Je suis venu ici en 2024.
Okay. Combien de mois?
Ça fait, je suis là 3 mois chez nous.
This year for 3 months or so.
Amadou Konate, his name. Amadou Konate.
Mali.
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 Alassane Diallo, je suis guinéen, je fais ici 4 mois.
What's your name?
Alassane Diallo.
Al-Hassan Diallo.
Al-Hassan.
So we go here and then.
Yep.
So we see that.
4 months. 4 months. 4 months.
You on the back.
My name is Sherif Sao. I'm from Senegal. 5 months. Yeah.
There we go. See, that was perfect. There we go.
My name is Mohammed. I've been here for 4 months. And, my country is Mauritania.
I am from
I'm from
Mauritania.
Mauritania.
My name is Saniso. I'm from Mochanga. We have 7 months. What is going on in Guinea?
Okay, let's bring it back. I don't want to skip you.
My name is Issa Boubacar. I'm the Vice President for the Immigration Committee, Board 1.
Do you speak French?
Oh, yeah.
You can translate for them too if you say it.
Yeah, if they need it, no problem. Yeah. I'm from Niger. Yeah.
Welcome.
My name is Mohammed. I'm from Guinea Conakry. Small.
It's counting.
Perfect, almost perfect English.
Almost.
Good job.
Good job. Good job.
Four more.
I am Alpha Marba. My name is Alpha Marba. I am from Guinea. 5 months.
Next person.
My name is Mohammed Savo. I'm from Guinea. 2 months.
My name is Mbuya.
Yeah, 2 months.
I'm from Guinea Conakry. Okay. 4 months here.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I got that one. What's that?
My name is Mohammed Patibet. I'm from Guinea. I still 5 months here.
Okay.
My name is Cheroma. I'm living for Guinea Conakry.
I'm from Guinea
I'm
Conakry.
from Guinea Conakry.
Come in.
5.
I'm here for 5 months.
Someone could translate for me. I want to read the reason for why the chair established this committee and the importance of the community board's work. Can I translate?
Please.
Yeah. Il disait que, je vais essayer de vous expliquer. Elle, c'est Clarissa. C'est elle la présidente des community boards. Community board, c'est les districts. Donc ici, là, cette neighborhood, là, c'est elle qui est chair. His name is Anthony. C'est lui le manager. His name is Mohammed. He's a member de la communauté 1. En même temps, on lui a désigné comme président en charge de l'immigration. Elle est aussi membre de la communauté 1 et elle est la secrétaire de l'immigration. Donc, maintenant, il disait que les raisons pour lesquelles on nous a réunis ici, ou bien pour lesquelles elle a créé cette comité-là, c'est pour pouvoir prendre des informations, pour pouvoir savoir quelles sont les difficultés, pour pouvoir savoir comment est-ce qu'on peut maintenant vous aider.
We've been joined by Gandhi Ambrose, the full board second vice chair.
Please introduce Mr. Gandhi yourself.
Salut. Je m'appelle Ambroise, je parle français. Mais je crois qu'il fera mieux que moi.
I love it. This is how this is wonderful.
Great.
It's good stuff.
Thank you all. It is opportunity, and we are blessed for the vision community board 1 has, for the vision our leaders have, how we can contribute the community, how we can make a change. With all these things makes us hopeful. We are inspired for your presence. I highly appreciate Mr. Sadhu who is leading with us. And I want to say thank you, Community Board 1, our leader, Mr. Anthony Jordan, what he always say, this is the people's house. Whoever comes from whatever the place, whatever is our colors, whatever is our language, no barrier here. We will all work together. That division our leader had put for all you guys. So I am blessed and happy to share the courage, the excitement, the encourage you get and bring the energy with us together as a community, make a difference in our neighborhood. This is what I want to say. Thank you for that. Now on, from this space, I humbly request my district manager to explain about the immigration committee and the committee, how it contributes our society, our neighborhood. Thank you, Mr. District Manager. This is your floor. Please move on.
So we pass
Awesome.
that.
OK. Donc, comme je vous ai summarisé, OK. Comme il venait de le dire, j'ai précisé son rôle, c'est lui le président de la commission en charge de l'immigration. Donc, il disait que c'est vraiment leur honneur de vous avoir tous. Il a remercié Seko, pris personnellement d'organiser ça, de vous inviter, de vous amener. Il voulait que maintenant les managers de cette communauté-là, de ce district, il va maintenant parler pour vous dire qu'est-ce qu'ils attendaient de vous, quel genre de contributions vous pouvez amener dans la communauté et quel genre de services la communauté peut vous offrir. Quelle qu'en soit votre nationalité, quelle qu'en soit votre langue, ici, vous êtes toujours les bienvenus.
Thank you. The Committee on Immigration, Resources and Services advocates and monitors the delivery of approved benefits, resources, and services from city agencies and contracted or non-contracted organizations within the community board's boundaries. The committee will work with our elected officials, our board members, advocates, organizations throughout the district, borough and city offices to review pending legislation on regarding housing, language access, education, shelter, and work opportunities and programs that are created to enhance the quality of life for all non-citizens, visa holders, asylum seekers, dreamers, and federal work authorization holders, etc., within the board's boundaries. The committee will also help focus on social problems within the board's area for immigrants and migrants, which include issues around poverty, education, securing housing, securing employment, social functionality, language barriers, cultural differences, social prejudices, and assessing services. This committee is chaired by Mr. Mohammed, Sheikh, and it has all members of the board from public and board members who will serve on it.
And you could capture.
There was a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. OK. Donc, il venait nous dire, cette commune-là, ce qu'ils font. Qu'ils sont là en fonction des lois et des législations qui sont là. Tout ce qu'ils avaient, tel que aide, à savoir aide sociale, aide pour avoir le travail, aide pour avoir un logement, tout ça là, ce qui est légal, parce qu'il faut savoir que ça c'est légal. Ils ne peuvent pas faire quelque chose qui n'est pas légal. Mais tout ce qui est légal, leur rôle, c'est de pouvoir amener tout ça pour la communauté, pour que leur communauté, ceux qui sont dans la commune 1, puissent en bénéficier. Donc, ils sont là pour ça. Donc, il y a beaucoup de services sociaux comme non sociaux qu'ils sont prêts à offrir en fonction de la loi établie par New York City et la loi fédérale aussi.
Si je peux en plus ajouter quelque chose. Ça, c'est un pays de loi. Vous tous qui êtes là, vous avez le même droit que nous qui sommes assis. Nous sommes d'accord là-dessus.
Yeah.
Une chose que je vous dirais, ça fait un bon temps, quand je suis arrivé, certains ne vous étaient pas nés. Une chose que vous devez faire dans ce pays, rester sur une voie. Ça, je vous dis ça. Cherchez à rester sur la ligne droite. La première des choses, mettez ça dans la tête. Vous m'avez compris, hein?
Yes.
S'il y a deux choses à retenir ici dedans, restez sur la ligne droite. Vous allez arriver. Nous sommes passés tous par là. C'est ça que je vous dis ça. Nous sommes passés par votre chemin et nous sommes restés sur la ligne droite. Lui, moi, elle, nous sommes tous là. On est venus ici. Ça, c'est un pays de droit. Restez sur la ligne droite. Ne faites pas du faux. Ça, je vous dis ça. Les petites gammes qu'on j'ai en Afrique, là, ne tentez pas ça ici. Ça vous rattrape. Quelque part. Restez sur la ligne droite. Ça, c'est votre communauté ici. Et ça, c'est un grand début ici pour vous. On va vous guider autant que l'on peut. Mais vous devez travailler avec nous pour qu'on vous aide. Une chose qui est certaine, la santé, ne vous inquiétez pas, vous êtes malade, on s'occupe de vous. Ça, que je vous dis ça. Que vous ayez l'argent, vous n'avez pas l'argent, il y a les services. Mais le plus grand problème qui est numéro un, l'immigration, les papiers. Parmi vous, quels sont ceux qui ont eu les papiers à la frontière? I want to know who had a paper, those who were given a paper at the border. Yeah, that is very important. Those are the ones that are so, est-ce que vous avez déjà le permis de travail? Non. Mais vous avez eu les papiers à la frontière, n'est-ce pas? Donc, ça veut dire que vous avez le droit de garder à la prochaine étape, n'est-ce pas? OK. Vous avez déjà entamé la procédure? J'ai entamé. Vous n'avez pas entamé. Pourquoi? Pour des raisons financières ou bien quelle est la raison pourquoi?
Merci. De mon côté, j'avais pas sûr et convaincre.
OK.
Les gens me parlent de gauche à droite.
OK, c'est bon. Et l'information doit venir de la source sûre. Prenez l'habitude.
Oui.
Don't get information sideways.
One source.
Yeah.
At the source. At the source. You can knock at any door here. Tu peux frapper n'importe quelle porte. On te donne l'information vraie. Ne prends pas l'information de ton ami. Son problème n'est pas ton problème. Vous m'entendez bien?
Yes.
Ne vous éduquez pas par votre ami. S'il a pris l'information sur celui-là, allez là-bas chercher l'information. C'est très important. Le succès dans ce pays dépend des contacts que tu as eus. Les 2 premières années dans ce pays déterminent ton avenir. I'm telling them the first 2 years in this country determine your future. And I'm saying that from experience. You hang out with the wrong people, you wind up with the wrong people all your life. Tu commences sur une ligne droite, tu resteras droite jusqu'à la fin. Vous m'avez compris, non? Oui. Ça, je vous dis ça. Vous, I'm not going to, let's just move on with it.
How many of our men here are under 18? Any?
Or over.
How many are 18 to 24?
Qui a moins de 24 ans? Quels sont ceux qui ont moins de 24 ans? Et vous avez tous les papiers, les papiers de la frontière. So these are 1% of them. These are more.
Y a-t-il moins de 18 ans?
Moins de 24 ans. Non, moins de 24 ans.
Yeah. J'ai demandé pour 18 ans, c'était sa première question. Mais apparemment, il n'y a pas.
Non, il n'y a pas. Bon, voilà ce qu'on va faire. This is what we're going to do. Ce qu'on va faire, n'est-ce pas? Ceux qui sont qualifiés, les moins de 24 ans, qui ont eu le papier à la frontière, qui leur permet de procéder, n'est-ce pas? Ceux-là, on va les distinguer dans l'avenir et on essaie de les orienter. Parce que l'essentiel ici, c'est il faut d'abord que vous ayez quelque chose à manger, qu'on vous trouve un endroit où vous pouvez aller, n'est-ce pas? Donc, les papiers et tout ça, ça va suivre. Non, le reste, ça ne veut pas dire qu'on ne va pas s'occuper de vous, on va faire ce qu'on peut. Il a dit que le district manager, il a dit qu'on est ici pour renforcer et aider la loi qui va vous avantager. Vous comprenez bien? Donc, ne trouvez pas que vous êtes perdu dans l'espace. N'allez pas tomber dans le mauvais esprit dehors parce que vous croyez que non. Restez sur le droit chemin. Ça va venir. On travaille dessus. Nous sommes passés tous par là. Il n'y a personne. On n'est pas tombé sinon. Nous, on est passé par votre chemin. Donc, nous savons ce que vous souffrez, mais restez sur le droit chemin. Donc, how are we going to do? I'm saying we're going to get those that are under 24, right? We're going to have their information. Who have what do you call that paper? Comment on appelle le papier? Hein? No, there is when they
Les
came to
papiers
the
qu'on
court,
vous donne là,
Délégation.
ça?
C'est ça.
Qui a-
Before we go talk about what they're doing, how they're working. And then I wanna, cause I know a lot of our asylum seekers are not just from this community, but also trying to identify how do we get, like this population at Food Fest, how do we get them connected together? So how do we figure things out? How do we identify the mosques that exist in our Community Board One district? And so I want to give, before we go into more of that, just give detail around what you're doing, what's happening. And then you could, if you want to translate, English,
Please.
could just say that briefly.
So I really, thank God for bringing this whole thing together. Thank you for Mohammed for inviting me to the iftar that let me meeting you and that let me be here. So thank you for that. So I'm honored. This asylum seeker case came to us at 677 Elton Avenue, our center, Mosque, Darussalam, which is literally one block away. And I didn't even know this was Board One for 15 years, so I'm ashamed of that. But now I know you guys are here. The only reason that became the location is because the imam is from Senegal, and then a lot of them, asylum seeker inhabitants from Senegal. But that became the first location.
Is that location still there?
It's still there. And then Isa is also a member, and then Mohammed is also a member. And I'm one of the youngest members. So with that being said, that location, we started, it took a while for the community to allow the service, like ID, Medicaid, and everything. But, after 4 months, they allowed it. So 7 months after that, that complete to a year. If you get my math might be off, but you get the point. But that led us to about 20,000 services to 30,000 services from that location. ID, Medicaid, information, asylum, filing asylum, everything. The proof of that is that even the mayor office given us so much recognition from that work that we did, because the imam allowed it in the board member. Thanks to the imam and the board and my service, my connection, my agency for also stepping in and connecting those groups into it. So to come to this, after 7 months, finally, kind of observing the situation, I learned that, first, they're not going to go anywhere anytime soon. They're here. So they're going to need a community first. After a community, they're going to need, from the community that can set everything off. So coming to today, after I learned the situation, I created this proposal. It was written like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So it's very fresh. It's a draft, because I'm learning and keep learning. So African Asylum Seeker Support System, NYC, was the first initiative that I created. Adama was part of that. Our mother from Fatimata from the UN was part of that. Dr. Umar, our Imam leader from District 16, is part of that. Dr. Balde is part of that. So all the leaders that I know of in New York City is part of the group when I created it. So the reason I created it is because if we can come together first to help them, the city will know what to do with them. Thank God my vision was correct. So we said, okay, the first step is the community, then let's create a community. Then let's ask them what do they need. So again, it's a draft. So the first thing they need was 80% of them wanted to go to the army. So we created the African Asylum Seeker Army Support System. We did the event at 677 Elton Avenue. It was successful. It went viral. There was a lot of negative, which is just the misinformation, which is like, what you need to go to army? They thought the army was recruiting them without a green card. That was just them, being hungry for the opportunity. That's what it was. But we was telling them we can create an academy for you guys, to organize you guys, then prepare you to go to the army, which is the 2-year program. Yeah, we said in our flyer, first flyer was 2-year to 4-year program. Right? So we know because your 2 years in the country is very, very crucial. So we know that. So that's what we put 2 to 4 year program. So rather than is a mentorship program. If you read it, it just tells you that is a mentorship program, community overall, community engagement. The academy is going to help them, to support them with their goal. Their first goal is the army. So that's why I'm honored that you allow me to introduce, this whole thing before we go into deep into the meeting. So these are the young people that are interested in going to the army. Okay, they're the one that came into the group. They actually trained with me 4 days. So I put a 7-day program for them. Monday to Thursday is a fitness program. Friday, we get to go to event like this. Today's Friday, right? So
Yes.
we get to find event where we could go. So today's our first Friday, and we are community board one. So it's an honor. So we're going to be going to different events, for me to introduce them to everybody. I think they can get information. So I promised them something. I promised them that I was not going to give them fish. I'm going to teach them how to fish. So that's why they're here today. So they're not here because I'm the leader. They're here because I want them to be a leader, right? So I want to make that very clear. So they're here for themselves. But to sum everything, again, this is a group that I'm helping, to get all the information they need. If they need ID, all the way to green card, to whatever, I'm not promising them, like guarantee, but I'm saying I can mentor you to that, to those areas. And then this is one of my mentor that knows me very well. Trouble or good, he knows about everything I do. It's first time he knows that I'm updating him in front of everybody about the asylum seekers group. I mean, the work that we've been doing. But yeah, so we're training, and Saturday and Sunday we do English class at the mosque, the Nigerian mosque over here at 166 Parad. The owner of the mosque gave us third floor to do English class over there. So we're going to use that day also to apply to help them apply for the asylum. Meet the lawyers. Any question they have, they can come there, get it. But it's inclusive to only this group, because I cannot take care of 2,000 people at once. Because we got 2,000 people in our group, that are seeking support from our agency at this point. But I wanted to see who's serious.
Yeah.
This group came out 4 days and trained with me in the ring. They came, we did exercise. I'm a coach, and I am very big in the workout camp. Calisthenics is one of our field. 7 years I stopped just to come help the community, and they made me went back to fitness, which is I have a lot of fitness team groups that would love to be their mentors if they want to go to the army. I collaborated. I really joined the precinct under the 161 Yankee Stadium, Precinct 7. I have a connection over there, so we're going to unite to help them. They got something really like they have a program like soldier, like army program, but we're going to work together and collaborators with them to work together. Precinct 44, they're also working with us. Yeah, they're our big supporter also to help them. District 16 is our supporter. RTS, yes. And like I said, I'm also community culture board treasurer over there. So they know about them. So today, I came just to report them to you guys that they're not strangers. They have, somebody that care for them. And then I have mentors also that care for me. So therefore now they finally, when you told me that the cops call you about the food fest, that's the one that triggered everything. I said, you know what? That motivated me to even put everything together today to come through. So, and whenever they get in trouble, there's people that really care for them. And we're going to keep going. I mean, we're going to find those people, put them under their board, and then move forward. So this is their board. This is the African Asylum Seeker Support System, NYC, is their first organization.
Yeah.
They're going to register that as their own organization. I spoke to them already. Right? They're going to register as a nonprofit. I believe I cannot help them. They can help each other because they have the same story. I came in all 14 years old. Mommy, daddy, siblings, and brother. So my story is nothing like that, right? So I was pampered in the country here. So if I can give them an organization, then they can create a board then they can go after those people, resources, and go after their friend because they understand each other very well, right? They cross 14 countries together. All of them got the same story. So it takes one to know one. It takes one to help one, and I believe they can help each other. All we have to do is just, give them what they're looking for, mentor them to what we think is best for them, so they can take it from there. Thank you for the opportunity.
Hello, everybody. Thank you all for participating, and it is a very fruitful meeting. And the vision our leader says, I would say, Madam Clarissa, who came from a foreign country, or even his forefathers, and then she loved to work with the immigrant population. The reason I mentioned that, you need someone in leadership who you can treat that people are on the same boat, and then you have that kind of realization. It is, I don't know how relevant, but it's my honor to share when I am elected as a vice chair, and then I am in the executive board. My chairperson offer me as an immigrant, Mohammed, this is the opportunity. You got to work with the immigrant community. This is how I bring the chair of the immigration committee. I would say each and everyone has a possibility, has the opportunity. Like Mr. Gandhi, our vice chair of the committee, both mentioned it. Within 2 years of time, within 3 years of time, you will find the result, output. If you are in the right track, you are doing the right thing in the right position. But if you have different choices, but from now on, we will find the way Mr. Sadhu mentioned it. So this is the floor now. I would humbly request my chairperson, Clarissa Ali, to give a brief. What do we have in our mind? How we can work shoulder to shoulder with all the migrant people, especially here in South Bronx, because this is our home. This is where we live. So, Madam Clarissa, please move on.
I don't know, Isa, if you want to just a quick snapshot of what.
Oh, ok. Donc,
Nothing too long, whatever you,
ok.
you know, just
Ok, il a donné des exemples qui sont très importants. L'exemple de notre présidente, Clarissa, est son propre exemple, pour vous dire qu'à un certain temps, chacun d'entre nous vient de quelque part. Ici, notre destin dépend des chemins qu'on a empruntés. Empruntez les bons chemins, vous allez arriver aux bons endroits. Si des gens comme eux peuvent être aujourd'hui les leaders de cette commune-là, vous pouvez l'être un autre jour.
And I think this is really important to see everyone here in this room as powerful. As Mr. Sheikh mentioned, my parents are immigrants from Cuba. It does, right? I don't know. Your first 2 years will determine, I don't know how, where the metrics are for that, right? I know it does take a long time to get on your feet as an immigrant, but if you stay the course and you do the things and you're guided by the right people, you'll be well on your way. I think one of the things that, when I connected with Saku, I was really interested about how to change the rhetoric, how to change the narrative around migrants in our city. A lot of the times you hear negative information about our migrant community. And while there might be a small percentage of the negativity happening and the negativity to be true, it's not a reflection of the entire migrant community. So if you want to jump in.
OK. Donc, notre présidente, elle a pris le temps pour vous remercier et pour vous dire que vraiment, elle est vraiment très contente de voir tous les gens ici venir à cette meeting-là. Elle dit qu'elle ne peut pas vous dire exactement parce que ça dépend de tout un chacun. Que dans 2 mois, les choses peuvent arriver, elle ne peut pas garantir ça. Mais tout ce qu'elle peut vous dire, si vraiment vous êtes sur les bons chemins, vous allez arriver. Donc, elle disait aussi qu'elle sait qu'il y a beaucoup de rumeurs. Des fois, c'est vrai, des fois, c'est pas vrai. Mais c'est un pourcentage très minime, ceux qui vraiment ont des regards envers les immigrants qui sont très négatifs. Donc, ne vous laissez pas influencer par une minorité. sache que la majorité des gens n'ont aucun problème avec vous et qu'ils sont là pour vous, pour être avec vous.
And so, you know, the goal is to figure out how can we help this community? How can Community Board One serve to be a place to uplift our migrant community? And so we want to work hand in hand with Sekou and the rest of, you know, our leaders in the African community to figure out how can we get this done and how can we do this right? With metrics, right? I want to be able to measure the success. If we're putting our names to this and we're saying Community Board One is going to support this mission, we want to make sure that there are deliverables, right? We want to make sure that our leaders, Isa, our vice president, our chairperson, we want to make sure that these leaders here, because they've been doing this work for so long and in this community for so long, can help to navigate and do this work, especially in Community Board One. You know, there are certain hotspots, right? Like Food Fest. We want to see what can we do with this community there. What's the need and why is that happening, right? We know that there are illegal vendors, and part of that is the African community, right? The Apple, the headphones, and all of that stuff happening, right? So why? We know that there's a need, and we know that that's why that's happening. But how can we support so that we're not getting our migrants crossed into the justice system, and then that 2 years is, if it's 2 years and in 5 months you're already, you know, interacting with the judicial system or the police or whatever the case may be, and it might not even be for anything other than you just want to survive. You're just trying to make your dollar, you know? And so how could we prevent that? Because part of my leadership, I'm not about calling the police to regulate our migrants. More so, it's pour the resources into our communities so that we can get our migrants. Because you all here are very well and like capable and able to do whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's go into the military, whether it's open up a business, whether, you know, you guys are here. And we want to make sure that you have a place here and a place for leadership and to grow, right? And so we want to do that. We want to figure out how to make it work. And I don't know.
Donc, la présidente, elle vient juste de dire que vraiment leur objectif, c'est de savoir comment faire pour vous aider dans la plus forme légale possible. Elle a donné des exemples tels qu'il y a des gens qui déjà ils ont commencé à vendre les casques là, les autres là. Donc certaines choses sont déjà réglementées. Si quelque chose est réglementé, tu le fais sans la preuve, ça veut dire que tu es déjà un problème. Elle dit que si on se lance dans des choses comme ça, dans 2-3 mois, peut-être tu auras déjà un problème avec la police et être dans les affaires judiciaires. Ça, c'est des choses que ça ne leur honore pas, ça ne va pas vous honorer. Elle dit que vous êtes là, vous avez des ambitions, vous avez des talents, vous pouvez faire beaucoup de choses. Donc, leur objectif, c'est vraiment vous demander comment est-ce qu'ils peuvent vous aider pour que votre ambition, vous allez l'utiliser dans la bonne voie pour arriver. Et elle a incité sur quelque chose qui est bien. Elle voulait que tout ce qu'ils vont faire, qu'ils puissent dire, OK, on a fait ceci pour 2, 3, 4 personnes, voilà là où ils sont. C'est-à-dire, elle a besoin des résultats concrets.
Un résultat mesurable.
Mesurable, voilà. Donc, s'il vous plaît, si vous travaillez avec eux, sachez que toute confiance qu'ils vous font, essayez d'honorer cette confiance-là. Parce que quand si on l'honore, on peut arriver à un résultat mesurable.
Thank you.
Please, if I'm skipping. Yes.
Yeah,
I want to stay cool. Stay cool. Then you can become.
Good. Hello.
Right. What I wanted to bring to your attention.
Yes, sir.
I want you to give them the information from the right source that are true and honest. You hear what I said?
Yes, sir.
So if I pick the army, for instance, that's a typical example, right? you need to know what your condition to be first before they buy the idea. Because as they're sitting right now, anything that come out of your mouth, they will take it. They're not going to ask you any question. They're just going to jump with it and be disappointed tomorrow. Not a good business. You will not. You tell, my mother always tell me, you tell your friend the truth today, they will be your friend for life. But when they find out that you didn't tell them the truth, they will never be your friend for life. So you want to build that relationship with them by feeding them a good information. So if they walk away from you, bump into me, you don't want me to give them an information and they say you didn't tell them. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Especially this country has a regulation, right? So if you want to get them, give them information they want to hear, fine, but make sure you have the right one. Because as a migrant, we know they cannot jump around. We know that. Okay? So which means no, they cannot. There's a lot of steps they have to go to that. I don't want them to jump the steps with the hope, being disappointed, and then the mind gets screwed up, then they fall. Okay.
I was gonna ask that question, right? Because I know going into the military, a lot of our young people who come here want to do that. And that's great, right?
80%.
I think, right, the requirements for that, right, is permanent residency. It's knowing how to speak, read, and write the language. And it's also having a GED high school diploma, right? So
that's
how are all those three? Like, are you?
So
Providing?
there is one to, this is why this is what they're going to understand more and more of as they work with me, is that there is one to come to a country, right, where they're telling you what you need, but like nobody's helping you, right, to do it. So I am proud of that. I'm proud that I'm the first person to say, hey, I might be, you might be disappointed, I might die, I might do that, but hey, let me give you, let me guide you a little bit. Let me give you the information, right? But they could have been anywhere right now today, but they're here, right? I bought one, right? So that's the first success that I have done, to make sure they gain the information from the right sources as he advised me, right? So when I did this, the first objective that was going to mess it up or make it succeed was to make sure I get the mentor involved. Okay, so somebody that can tell them, I can talk to them as a friend. This is my age. I'm 30, and the youngest one is probably right here. Who's the youngest one? Kia 20 ans ici. 20 ans. Okay, 20 ans. Okay, so you will be the youngest one. So I could talk to him. My little brother is 22, and my big brother is 34. So I knew them. Then I speak their language. I'm one of them, so I knew I could convince them to enter my group. That's all. Now I can give them the hand to the city. So I want to clearly look at you and tell you that my job is to always take them to the city. As they had advised me, that was definitely our objective. Now you guys, the city can tell them now, look, and like he was motivating you guys. He was you wanted to guide you guys, to make sure you're not getting the wrong information out there. That was my first objective. Now, this is the city. This is how it goes. So now they won't be disappointed, because now, at least if I didn't bring them here, no one would have bring them here today. So that's really.
So are some of them in temporary housing?
So they are fighters, all of them. That's why I love them so far. Some of them are in mosques, some of them are in shelter. They're surviving day by day.
And this mosque is where they get their resources, so they're helping them with like.
So the mosques are stepping back, because it's becoming.
Well, the resource, they don't have
the resource. That's why they're stepping back.
Find the resource. I'll give you an example. Here.
Yeah.
What happened is that initially, remember, the city was offering mosques that have space to provide accommodation. So what happened is that the mayor came out with that program. Imam Daro, who's here, he went across the street and got a space, thinking that he's going to get a support from the city. Soon as he invested in that, guess what? The program dropped. So now he's at a point now where he is literally, he can pay the rent, he can feed these people. We literally, my wife, we brought food there. We bring food there once in a while and drop it there. But what happened that he's surrounded with that kind of problem. He can't push them out. And he got a place that he took thinking the city was going to, in fact, because when he got that program, he called me to verify that was true, exactly was true. But after that, the city didn't come. But one thing that I'm I wanted to go really in progress is education.
Yes.
You will not be there all the time to read the paper for them.
Yes, absolutely.
What I would like you to do, to focus on right now, have them register in GG class. A lot of these guys have gone to school back home. They are more educated than what you can see in here right now.
Yes.
So all the things that the problem with them is English, which I think the key to here is that have these youth that I see go to school. If they can spend the next 6 months in a classroom, you get the best out of what you're talking about, right? Sure. Because I want these kids, once they start with that education, they're gonna do well.
Can you
Because
translate French for
education,
John?
thank you for bringing back to me. Mes frères, ce que je suis en train de dire.
I want to introduce her. I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude. We have one person.
Yes.
Who's she?
She's our journalist and our reporter. She's got a YouTube channel. She came.
All right.
Introduce yourself.
And I have a YouTube channel, and I discussed with him, and he told me about what he's doing. So I volunteered myself to be the one that maybe if you guys have the social media, the one that will be managing your information, so you can reach more people and have the right information for them. They can find someone that they can get the right information. So he invited me to assist me.
It's going to be in French also. She speaks French very well.
Give me a contact too.
Yeah. So any information we do here, she will translate it and then put it out on YouTube so they can watch it on YouTube in French. Thank you for coming. Yes, sir.
So, ce que je suis en train de vous dire, l'élément clé ici, c'est l'éducation. Dans ce pays, il n'y a pas d'âge limite d'aller à l'école. Vous comprenez bien? Oui. Vous qui êtes tout assis là, vous pouvez aller à l'école, vous devenez des gens. Donc, l'éducation, l'école est très importante. Vraiment, mes frères, je ne peux pas, si j'insiste dessus, c'est parce que je sais ce que c'est. Vous comprenez bien? La première des choses, allez à l'école. L'école ne vous coûte rien. Cherchez d'abord le chemin le plus court, qui est l'école. L'école te permet de savoir où tu vas, de prendre un papier comme ça, lire, savoir ce qui se passe. Si tu ne peux pas lire, comment tu vas fonctionner? C'est comme quelqu'un qui a les yeux fermés, on t'arrête par la main pour te faire marcher, n'est-ce pas? Quand tu vas à l'école, tu t'éduques, tu deviens indépendant, tu commences à fonctionner pour toi-même. Il n'a plus besoin toujours de venir t'amener ici, de monter. Non. Allez d'abord à l'école. L'école ici, on ne paye pas. C'est la première des choses. Il y a ce qu'on appelle GED. Qui de vous a le bac? Qui est venu ici avec un bac?
Moi, j'ai mon diplôme universitaire.
See?
Wow.
See that? Yeah. Graduate from university. You see that? So we have all these potential people sitting here. And the key here in this country is orientation. L'orientation est plus importante ici que l'argent. Tu as une bonne orientation, tu fais bien dans l'avenir. Vous comprenez bien? Donc, la première des orientations que je vous recommande, c'est d'abord l'école. Parce que quand tu vas à l'école, ce qu'on appelle l'intégration, pour être dans ce pays, enlevez l'Afrique dans la tête. Cherchez d'abord à vous intégrer ici. Quand tu es ici, tu t'intègres, tu peux déjà progresser dans le pays. Et pour faire ça, apprendre d'abord l'anglais. Ne commencez pas à parler l'anglais qui est en route là. Hein. Les F-words, les F, ce n'est pas l'anglais. Parce que vous arrivez ici, les amis qui conduisent le taxi dehors là, vous le voyez parler l'anglais, il fait comme ça là. Ce n'est pas l'anglais, mon cher ami. Quand vous allez à l'école, hein, vous allez voir que beaucoup de gens que vous avez, des Africains que vous avez trouvés ici, ne savent pas parler anglais. Hein. Mais quand vous venez là, ils font les FCC, FCC, vous croyez que ce n'est pas l'anglais. Ce n'est pas l'anglais. Vous comprenez bien? Vous nous voyez assis ici, vous n'avez pas entendu dire que FCC, FTA. Vous n'avez pas entendu ça, non? Ce n'est pas l'anglais. Donc, déjà, quand tu utilises ces mots-là, on t'écarte du jeu dans la société. On considère que tu ne sais pas ce que tu veux. Donc, aller à l'école, il y a ce qu'on appelle le GED, le General Education Diploma. C'est l'équivalent du baccalauréat en Afrique ici. Pour entrer à l'université ici, tu as besoin de GED. Et vous savez, ça je vous dis ça, un gars qui fait 3e en Afrique, c'est un niveau universitaire ici au niveau des mathématiques et des autres. Vous comprenez bien? Ça, je vous dis ça. Écoutez-moi encore bien. Toi, ne rentre plus à aller faire l'associé de degré. Il y a un bridge course que tu prends pour aller faire ton master. Tu m'entends bien? Ne rentre pas à l'université dans le 2-year university. Non. You go to 4-year pour le master program.
The mentorship has begun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is now I'm saying, je suis vraiment très émotionnel parce que je suis content que vous êtes venus ici et on vous dit ce qu'il faut faire. Ceux qui parmi vous n'ont pas le bac, ne vous dérangez pas. Ne vous dérangez pas. En 3 mois, vous avez votre GED, vous allez à l'université. Si vous apprenez, si vous vous concentrez. Le GED, c'est quoi? C'est l'arithmétique, lire l'anglais et faire le calcul. C'est tout, hein? Et tu prends cet examen-là, tu passes et tu vas à l'université. Vous comprenez bien? Okay. Donc, vraiment, je crois qu'on est dans une bonne chambre. Il n'y a pas d'âge, tu n'es pas âgé. Même à 60 ans, ici, on va à l'école. Ce pays, c'est un pays d'école. Vous comprenez bien? Donc, la première des choses avec lui que je suis en train de dire, c'est que ne cherchez pas à sauter les étapes. Quand tu sautes l'étape là, hein, le vide là va rester dans ta vie, toute ta vie. Imaginez quelqu'un qui est sorti à Timbuktu, qui est venu directement en Amérique, qui n'a jamais été en ville. Hein. L'écart là va rester dans sa vie. Même quand il arrive ici, il va lui manquer ce petit écart. Donc, allez-y, ne forcez pas. Tu peux prendre le cours d'anglais de 6h à 8h ou bien le samedi et le dimanche et tu fais ton GED. Quand tu passes le GED, les universités publiques sont là dehors, ça ne te coûte pratiquement rien. Vous comprenez bien? Donc, ne vous dérangez pas. Suivez les choses par ordre. Ne vous empressez pas tellement. Pour ceux qui ont déjà le bac, là, votre chemin est déjà, vous allez une étape, mais le cours d'anglais est également important que ceux-ci. Et une chose dans l'anglais que j'ai souvent, que j'ai cette expérience dessus, l'alphabet. Vous n'allez pas parler bien anglais si vous n'avez pas appris l'alphabet anglais. Vous avez compris ce que j'ai dit? Oui. Ouais, le ABC là. Hein? Bon, vous voyez qu'on appelle ceci là, quoi? Hein? En anglais, c'est quoi? Hein? Si tu apprenais, si tu connaissais l'alphabet anglais, tu appelles ça Apple. Tu vois? Donc, c'est ça le mot-clé de ça. Ça, je vous dis ça. Je suis passé par là. Et je vous dis ça au fond de mon cœur. Apprenez l'anglais là et commencez par l'alphabet, les phonétiques, la prononciation. Vous allez parler anglais là, on ne va pas savoir que vous êtes venu. Et il y a les gens qui sont ici depuis 15, 20 ans. Quand ils sortent du milieu africain là, hein, ils ne peuvent même pas ouvrir la bouche pour parler anglais. Vous avez honte d'eux. Ça, je vous dis ça. Mais maintenant, vous croyez qu'ils parlent trop anglais. Hein? Mais quand vous allez faire l'école là, les mêmes gens que vous avez trouvés, les amis qui sont dehors là, qui montent et descendent là, qui font les machins là, vous allez vous rendre compte que l'anglais qui parle à nous. Donc, prenez une bonne base. Il va vous orienter. Sinon, vous venez ici, il y a des informations qu'on laisse là dehors sur les papiers, sur ces étapes-là. Surtout pour les écoles, ce n'est pas un problème pour vous trouver ces affaires d'école-là. There are charter schools, some charter schools provide English classes. Ouais, il y a des écoles là qui donnent les cours d'anglais les samedis, les dimanches, même les soirs de 6h à 8h. Ça ne vous coûte rien. Vous allez vous asseoir là-bas. Commencez à votre niveau. L'avantage dans ce pays, c'est qu'à l'école ici, même à l'université ici, vous êtes 20 élèves dans la classe, chacun à son niveau. Quand celui-là sort pour aller prendre le calcul, l'autre va apprendre à lire, l'autre va apprendre à parler. Vous voyez? Donc, il y a pour tout le monde. C'est pas comme en France où on se moque de nous là. Tu ne parles pas bien, le professeur te menace. Non, 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 non. C'est pas ici. Tu jouis de tous les droits ici et toutes ces opportunités-là sont. Je ne veux pas trop parler, mais on va. We're going to save some time because I can go non-stop. Okay? Pour les ressources.
Hello, everyone. Mr. Gandhi?
Yes. No, yeah, just.
Oh, okay.
Just,
Okay. I want to take the opportunity to give the opportunity to young men who came just getting. I forget. Can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
My name is Saïd Sandar from West Africa, in Faso.
Thank you. Anybody else? Just get in. Please introduce yourself.
My name is
And have a seat, please.
And you?
9 years.
Oh, okay.
Just 9? That's it?
We do commissions on the weekend. On our funding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Amar? Rahman.
Oh,
Senegal. 1 month. 3 months.
And thank you all for, oh, you have one person, okay.
Welcome to weekend. 2 months.
Okay. Have a seat. Yes.
How old is he?
Chocolate. 18? Oh, so he's the youngest. Oh, okay. Uh-oh, we got a young one.
So how are we, right now, are they receiving any support in terms of,
Of what?
in terms of working permits?
So, listen, this thing was very heavy on me.
This is
Okay?
building.
Exactly. It was very big on me. It was very scary. But I can tell you sadly, like even working out this year, this week, that was the first time going to a park since they got here. 3 months, 6 months, like they never worked out in the park. So when you say support, the only thing they're getting like is shelter. They're not look, mentorship, right? So today is that we're launching our mentorship program today. So if you ask me, I didn't do nothing for them yet.
So I'm wondering, like, how can we connect, and particularly, like, we have two populations, right? 25 and up, and then we have 18 to 25. And so I'm thinking about how can we activate like the young group who's 18 to 24, who, I don't know, I'm thinking like internships, I'm thinking volunteer opportunities for them, right? I'm thinking shadowing, right? Is that something they're willing to do?
Yes.
Is that something we can provide? Which is, something that Ambrose mentioned, was that like a lot of them come with like heavy education. We know the culture of education in Africa is totally different from the culture here, right? And I know that in Africa, our community is studious, studying. This is it's education is held at a different standard in West Africa. So we know that they come with a wealth of skill sets.
Can we ask them that question? I just thought about it. Can we ask them who's supporting them?
Oh, yeah, of course.
so
We can.
I believe there is a way we can get to there. So we want to hear from our secretary how they are facing it. And then we'll create a session where you can get the questions. This way would be better way using our time.
Anyway, thank you all. Is anybody in the door or anybody knocking the door?
No, I think.
No.
So just to round up, yeah, we can get that information, but I would love to know, like, eventually, right? Like skill set, but also tap into how many of them are nearby? That like, how do we utilize the office space? How do we get them to, there are different opportunities that we can create for our.
Yeah, the resources we had,
Yeah.
we can go. Anyway, I just want to move, one thing I want to mention, the gentleman who talked to you guys before and bring the resources, all the time, we don't have to be like translated the way, because it takes a little bit more time. Maybe Mr. Sadhu will explain more. But I want to say, we have a resource here. Right before the gentleman talked to you guys, he's one of our executive member, and he's holding the position vice chair of this committee one. So he's full of the resources, even language thing. And the way he knows stuff like that, have a seat, Mr. Gandhi. So it's going to help us to move forward to being a fruitful result. That is why it is my pleasure and the opportunity that we had, Mr. Vice President Ambrose Gandhi explained. If you have more questions, we'll sit down and then we will answer as much as we can with concern and questions. Meanwhile, I want to request my Secretary of Immigration Committee, who is working with the community. She got an experience. She knows what we have. She knows how we can mitigate the issues we have. She knows what the resources we have. That is why I am requesting Angelina Ortiz to take the floor, please.
Okay, I'm going to be short. Don't want to hold you here for too long because you've already happy to see everybody here. And especially happy to see the sister here. I was talking to Mohammed about, I want to reach out to some of the migrant ladies, to some of the women. And I know that they have leads. I was talking to Clarissa in the beginning of the moms organization and organizations I'm aware of, particularly for the sisters, because that's a need all by itself. I'm happy to see all the men here. I'm happy to see all of you. You're all very handsome. You all look wonderful. But that is one thing that I want to do. Okay, yes. Now, I agree 100% with what Ambrose is saying. And I want to let you know, I am an ESL teacher here at Hostess Community College. I teach ESL. And one thing that I noticed, most of these people who come, they are doctors and engineers and lawyers back home where they're from. Here at Hostess, we do work a lot with like the Hispanic population, but we have people there from all backgrounds that come to learn English. And the program they will get a GED with an associate degree. That's just one program, okay? There are many programs that are available. Sometimes one good thing that will happen, if you go for one source, they could at least gear into the right source. For example, if you go to the military and say, I want to be, even if you don't meet the qualifications, they may still be able to give you the resource that you need to meet the qualification. And I know how the military and how this government works, okay? They will at least tell you, well, wait, you don't qualify because you don't have the proper papers, everything, but this is what you have to do to meet that. And these are the places you can go to. You see what I'm saying? Almost like, what do you call reverse psychology a little bit. So I will encourage you to go ahead and look for the sources. I don't see anything wrong with that, okay? I don't see anything wrong with you going out there and getting the information like you already are doing, like you're already here. English in this country is standard. And it seems that without that piece of paper called the diploma, the GED or high school diploma, it seems that nobody can get anywhere. The first thing when you go for any job or anything is they're going to ask you, do you have that diploma? That doesn't mean, that just seems to be how this country works. Okay, so I would agree. I think that would be a standard priority for anyone that comes to this country to try to get that. And that is what you call a foot in the door. Because it is legally important to show the efforts that you are making towards establishing a permanent status in the country. Okay, that wherever you go, they take into effect what are the efforts that you have done towards establishing yourself here. So I think that that is a good venue towards, like he said, at least by getting that first step, you can gear, even if it just means putting you in a training for a job or putting you in another special program that is geared towards that particular need. But I know that many of my ESL students, I know that sometimes they get frustrated, and I have to start with them like the way we start with the little 5-year-old children, in kindergarten. I have to start with the phonics. Like you said, I start with the alphabet. And many times I have to, when you're teaching a language, I don't care what language it is, you have to start like if they are back in kindergarten. I have to start from the very basic with them. Because you're talking about people who this is the first time they're hearing English. Okay, so that's an example of, but many of these people are doctors and engineers and professional people back home where they're from.
Which
They,
I wanna,
okay?
thank you, Archie. And I don't know if you want to briefly just translate what.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Bon, elle est la secrétaire pour la commission en charge de l'immigration. Elle est en même temps un membre de la commune. Donc, elle voulait remercier. Ouais, je vais dire ça. Je vais seulement donner son titre. Donc, elle remercie infiniment. Elle était contente de voir notre sœur parce qu'elle aussi, elle dit que c'est pas qu'elle est contre de voir les hommes, mais elle a raison. C'est bon parce qu'on sait qu'il y a des femmes qui ont migré, donc c'est toujours bon de les voir et on sait que dans notre communauté, les femmes ont des problèmes aussi. C'est bon de les savoir parce qu'elles travaillent avec une organisation qui aide les femmes. Donc, c'est pour ça qu'elle était vraiment contente de voir notre sœur. En dehors de ça, elle est enseignante. Elle enseigne aussi l'anglais. Donc, elle comprend. Yeah, elle est associée avec Hostos College. Ouais, elle est à Hostos. Hostos n'est pas loin d'ici, quoi. C'est toujours dans cette commune-là. Peut-être 10 à 15 minutes d'ici, même si on marche. Donc, elle comprend très bien, c'est-à-dire elle a l'habitude de travailler avec les gens. Donc, elle vous dit que vraiment, pour ceux qui n'ont pas le niveau bac ou BGD là, c'est bon de l'avoir. C'est vraiment un pas pour aller. Et puis, elle a parlé aussi du fait que dans beaucoup de programmes, des fois, peut-être on n'est pas qualifié, mais une fois qu'on tape à la porte, il y a des procédures à prendre pour être qualifié. Donc, elle connaît beaucoup la procédure, comment est-ce que les choses marchent.
Thank
Proceed more.
Okay, well, that's it. I don't want to spend too much time, okay? Because I want to move on. I just touching on some basic. We're only touching the tip of the iceberg. You know what the tip of the iceberg is, right? And that's what we're doing today. Because this will prolong, the Imam came here. The Imam spoke to us. Remember the last meeting we had? And the Imam explains a lot of the things, like what you were saying, Gandhi, about the facility, the inefficiency of the program, the spacing. I would like to see everybody here have your own housing, your own apartment, and do all, because I know something else is going on. Many of you are helping your families back home too. I know how, listen, I know how and it goes on and on. You're okay. So the fact is that is my goal personally, is to see that every person here has their own apartment and their own place to stay. That's what I would like all of you to do. Okay?
Can you translate the last part? Yeah, the last part.
That's the, at the end, summarize, for the sake of time, we want to make sure we go over to Ambrose to kind of wrap things up.
Je veux juste ajouter quelque chose. Un conseil que je vous donne, arrivez ici, hein, les longues études qu'on fait en Afrique, là, ça ne paye pas beaucoup ici, ça prend le temps. Les formations ici, c'est les éléments clés. Comprenez bien, ça, je vous dis ça. Même si vous allez faire la littérature, là, vous pouvez faire ça comme ici, vraiment, vous en sortirez mieux avec les formations professionnelles, en plus de l'école. Donc, le raccourci, maintenant, là, pour ceux qui peuvent, tu fais une formation, tu peux commencer à vivre avec pendant que tu continues l'école. Comprenez bien. Il y a des formations de 3 mois, 6 mois, ça dépend de ce que c'est. Oui, yeah, that's what I mean. Oui. être électricien, ces affaires-là, ça. Nous, on est arrivé sur l'erreur qu'on a fait, on n'a pas eu quelqu'un pour nous donner ces conseils. On a continué avec ces histoires. Avant de faire un demi-tour, après se rendre compte qu'on a perdu plus de temps à aller apprendre que ça. Vous voyez? Donc, je vous conseille la formation technique dans ce pays. Hein. Dans une entreprise, les gens qui font plus d'argent, c'est les techniciens de l'entreprise. Ce n'est pas le grand patron qui ont. Vous voyez? Donc, il y a toutes ces opportunités-là, vraiment, explorer ça. Et ceux qui ne demandent pas le papier, faites ça. Vous voyez? Cherchez tous les petits moyens à côté qui vont vous permettre d'atteindre vos objectifs. À petit niveau, ne cherchez pas à faire. Parce que, bon, il y a parmi vous qui n'ont pas encore les papiers, mais il y a les moyens de contourner pour survivre. C'est donc tous ces petits machins-là. Mais la ligne droite, je ne manquerai pas d'insister dessus. De ne pas vous mettre dans les fausses affaires au quartier. Ça ne va pas vous amener quelque part. Vous avez déjà vu, il y en a qui ont déjà cherché à déporter tout ça là, à cause de ça. Vous voyez? Donc, quand nous, on était arrivés ici à l'époque, l'immigration venait à la maison chercher les gens qui étaient illégaux. On frappait à la porte. Vous voyez, ça ne se fait plus. Donc, essayez de mettre sur le chemin ensemble.
Thank you, Mr. Gandhi. I want to say thank you for your mentorship, the way you move forward together in the same board. Awesome resources for our board. Last and foremost, I want to request Mr. Isa Abubakar say something the concerning issue that you are facing in the board and also in the mosque for a little your time.
Right. So I'm gonna a little bit English so that you guys will know my topics. There I go. I just wanna thank very much the committee board, all the members. Really, thank you for this opportunity because this weigh heavily in our community. Yeah, our mosque, there is a lot of detail, but I'm not going to go through that one. It weigh heavily. I just want to point out one thing that you introduced, but because there is a lot of things, we couldn't follow up with it. Meaning, we want to, who at this time is possible to help already. So I'm suggesting if anybody can give the shelter what they are, if they have shelter, somebody who's still in the mosque, because the mosque, most of us, we're refusing them. In 677, we put under to it. We're not accepting that. Across from us, yes, the imam take that one, but we're not even helping imam to pay. I will tell you guys, we stop it. Yeah. So if they can do that, if they're in our community, our board one, and if there is a internship that they can do, if you guys can willing to give your information to the manager or however, I'm not sure, I don't know how it works, but that may help them better because I know some of them still doesn't have a shelter system. Yeah. If somebody doesn't have shelter, they're not working, their life is really hard. It's really hard. Some of them come to our mosque for food. I will tell you guys that. Yeah, and we're not being able to keep up with all the provision. If there is... 677 Elton. 2 minutes from here, between 154, 153. Donc, Je vais vous dire ça un peu en français. Ce que j'ai dit, elle est notre présidente. J'ai dit, pour le moment, c'est vrai, tout ce qu'ils vous ont dit, c'est bon. Mais peut-être certains d'entre vous n'ont pas où coucher. Et vous savez que la majorité de la communauté maintenant, c'est pas qu'on ne vous aime pas, mais on ne peut faire que ce qu'on peut. On a mis terme à beaucoup de choses. Je l'ai dit, si vous pouvez donner vos informations, dans le cas où vous êtes dans sa commune, maintenant, dans sa commune, elle sait quels sont les genres d'aide qu'elle peut faire. Là, ils peuvent sélectionner ceux qui sont qualifiés. Il y a des gens qui ont 18 ans, il y a 18 ans à 24 ans. Ça dépend. Les programmes, ce n'est pas qu'on ne vous aime pas, mais chaque programme vient avec un intervalle. Donc, ce n'est pas une exclusion. Donc, comme ça, certains seront qualifiés aujourd'hui, d'autres demain, ainsi de suite. Quoi.
On ne va pas aider tout le monde de la même façon. Chacun va être, on va aider chacun selon les possibilités qui lui conviennent. Parce que si tu as quelqu'un, si tu as ton frère chez qui tu dors maintenant, tu préfères aller dormir à la mosquée? Non, tu vas peut-être dormir chez ton frère. Mais ça ne veut pas dire qu'on ne peut pas t'aider au niveau, et à partir de ton frère, on peut t'aider. Donc, c'est ça qu'il est en train d'expliquer, que bon, chacun a est unique dans sa catégorie. Chacun est dans sa catégorie, il ne mélange pas les catégories.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Very resourceful. I want to mention one thing, that today's meeting, I would say, very participatory. And this is the meeting, my chairperson feel proud that's a mass participation of the community. And Mr. Vice President here, my secretary here, our honorable DM here. So we feel we are connected, and together we make a very big difference in our community. So to that, understanding is one thing. What is our understanding? The representation, you bring the people, individual, cannot have access to my DM. So what they have to do, they have a concerning questions. They have a point to clarify. They can contact with you. You the one, as a coordinator, you contact with my community board office, Mr. District Manager, Madam Chair, or me, or whoever you wants to. This way.
You should pick up very fast.
Yeah. This way, thank you. Thank you for feedback. This is a good positive thing.
That's right.
This is why we are contributing our time for our community. Thank you, sir. So, am I clear with that? Everybody understand the page I'm mentioning? That you have a question, you have a concern, you have a point to clarify. You can talk to Sadhu. Sadhu will get in touch with our board.
So, tout le monde a compris. Yeah, we comprend. That was nice, but I like how you did that. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. The last thing.
Translate that. No, because that was
maybe you can explain that, because she gotta go. And if she leaves, then we can move forward. Before I come to the other point, I will give the opportunity. Anybody want to say any questions for a 1 minute of time? Anybody? This is your floor. Anybody?
Okay. Question. Yeah, question.
Even French language.
Okay. Here's the first one. Get up. Okay. Your question. Oh, you didn't understand. A lot of us are not in school. If they can help us, school, which is it was advised GED.
I mean, he's 18, right?
No, the one Jackalash. He's 22. Yeah, yeah. So he answered your question. So c'est moi qui va coordonner. So les gens qui sont venus aujourd'hui, Inch'Allah, on va faire une liste. So ce que tu as besoin, tu vas venir avec ton nom, avec ton prénom, avec ton numéro. Je donne à le. You point me to the gentleman. So le manager, so c'est là-bas, il va t'appeler. Tu viens dans l'office, il va commencer ton process.
Thank you, Mr. Sidhu. Thanks for explaining things. Anybody else who have anything to say?
You have a question?
Question.
Okay, so ça, c'était bon pour tout le monde. Tout le monde a trouvé l'information. Okay.
Thank you all for the opportunity to be with us and the resources we had, and the city of New York has the resources. All you guys get in a valid point, in a right point, that our community board one to our district manager. Even though you don't have the access all the time, but Mr. Sadhu, he will address you on behalf of district manager gives the answer.
Thank you so much.
And the other thing, very important piece that I want to share, and I just want to say thank you, Board One and Madam Chair, to invite the immigration chair, MOA. What do you call MOA? Mayor's Office of Immigration Affairs. Probably next meeting, if she can make it, she will be with us. And then we will have more resources, thoughtful resources that are going to lead us to provide the resources that we have. Thank you for joining with us. Thank you for your precious time. Before I close this one, if we have any old businesses, this is the floor for you. Any new businesses? 623. Madam Chair, so this is the last part. As you mentioned, I like to make an adjournment of this today's Immigration Committee's meeting. Motion approved, and thank you all to be here with us. And this is the end of fishing calls. for today's meeting. Thank you again.
Thank you.
On va prendre un groupe picture. Les nouveaux personnes qui sont venus aujourd'hui, tu vas rentrer dans notre nouveau groupe.
Il est en Sénégal.
Si
Il est
resté
à vous.
Adresse.
La veille de la fête.
Selon des, hein? Des nuits sans appartement, sans des proches.
Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait? Tu vas faire la même chose ici.
Le numéro,
Mesurer.
l'adresse numéro. L'adresse numéro. Photo.
Okay, so les gens,
They already standing.